and welcome to Chaos. And we're going to move.
She didn't pull up there. I got the mermaid t-shirt.
Nice work, troops. Actually, before we go, let's quickly show you. See that? That has been really useful. I just used to lean this bike up against, well, okay, I didn't lean it against the car, but you know what I mean. So, bike stand at home, really useful. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
We're back. Yeah, look, took a couple of days off the bike, took a couple of days off the vlog. Well, didn't really take a couple of days off the vlog because you guys probably saw that channel trailer thing that went up, which I'll be honest was kind of as much for me as it was for anyone else, because I hadn't really sat down and been like, this is what the channel is, or this is where I want to take it, or this is the point, so I did. I sat down and went, okay, well, what is this about? Because, up until now, I've just sort of trundled along, gone to a few races, asked a few questions. Oh, I've thought about this, let's talk about that. No, I actually thought from now on, we might actually have a bit of direction, believe it or not. You guys to just keep hounding me on stuff you want to see, because that's kind of the main point of where I want to take this. And look, the most obvious place that I was going to take today's vlog was a review of Grafton, because, a race that plays out over 7 hours is worth more than just a race vlog to talk about. And yeah, look, we will have a quick chat about it, but I do want to highlight a podcast, the Breakdown Cyclist podcast. Actually, it's just called the Breakdown Podcast. I don't know why I keep saying cyclist. And it's really cool. It's a really good chat with Nathan Elliott, who won the race. He does some really good previews and reviews of a lot of the domestic scene. Definitely worth subscribing to his stuff. Yeah, see that? Oh, you probably can't see that. But Grafton's going to have to wait. So today is the last round of the KOM Financial Advice Heffron Series. Series has been running the last couple of weeks, and we've got a small chance of winning this series. So I kind of thought this might be cool. We're going to go along, take you a little bit behind the scenes, what we're trying to plan on doing. This could completely explode in my face, but whatever, let's do it. We're back on the goat track, boys and girls. But today, let me set the scene for you guys. This Comfer series has been going on the last few weeks, finishes today. Here is the setup. If Chris Powell wins today, he most likely goes ahead and wins the series. Now, a few guys can finish sort of first and second and maybe throw that a little bit out. The reality is, we have not won a handicap race on this track as a team in 2018. What are we going to do differently? We haven't won here. Well, today is a handicap. So again, this is a situation where your first goal is to get to the front of the race. And this is kind of where I want to take the story from today, because we have quite a few guys here today. We will be the most dominant team easily today, right? And with the handicap, that can be a challenge because it falls on you to get A grade to the front of the race. Put up or shut up. You just have to deal with it, which will mean we burn a lot of guys just to get to the front of the race. That's just the reality. Full stop there. I now want to jump on the bike and go and meet the lads, and we're going to talk about this because we got to figure out a way to win this race. So what makes today any different to any other day? Well, definitely since Grafton, I think a lot of the guys who are new to racing in a team have kind of seen that philosophy and how it plays out in a race. And I think a penny has dropped. So what I mean by that is a lot of the time in a race when you're just racing for yourself, there'll be moments where you're like, I need to conserve here. I need to
follow, be a bit more tactical. The guys are now starting to think a little bit outside that envelope. Plays out a lot more harshly in a crit, because a lot of the time you're on the limit and you're thinking, I just need to hang in here. But the mindset has to change to, what can I do for so-and-so here? Truth is, like, I can beat around the bush as much as I want to, but the reality is we just haven't been good enough, especially right at the end.
So Miller's good at one thing, and that's about sitting on the front of the bunch. So we're going to give him the job of getting us to the front. Him, Sharpie, Calder, Seb try and take over from there, and then Jimmy Nickel to be the last one to lead Chris Powell out, hopefully. When the attacks occur, what we're going to do is try and play it one of two ways. If we are really, really worried about it, have someone just sitting on the back of the bunch, back of that attack, so someone's going to have to mark it and just sit on the back of it. If it's less worrying, then just let them ride off the front, let them burn their energy, and just stay on the front of the bunch and just keep the bunch ticking along.
We do actually have a plan. A few of us are on patrol today on the front of the bunch. Been spending some hours there lately, so we're pretty good at it. And then we're going to try and set up Chris Powell for a sprint. He's in contention for the overall, so we'll see if we can get him up there and win some points and get around a couple of people for an overall win, which would be pretty awesome.
Okay, plan is set. Let's do it.
You lost the car.
Falls on you to get A grade to the front of the race. Put up or shut up.
Chris, too many people getting a free ride. Need to move you up. Gutter it.
Miller. Gutter it when we touch. Make it hurt.
Gutter next, straight.
Let them ride off the front, let them burn their energy, and just stay on the front of the bunch and just keep the bunch ticking along.
Oh, hey mate! Oh, who's won? Cycling's won, Chris. Cycling in Sydney.
As it stands, 3 people are claiming the series victory. We don't actually know who it is yet. Talk us through the last lap.
It's very hectic. Golly.
Jeez, you just ran away from the camera very quickly, matey.
Oh, it's very hectic. I think we caught, was it B grade, coming into with 1 lap to go. Generally, it's like, I guess it's the etiquette that they'll move left and we'll have it clean past, but they kind of just took up the whole road. It was sort of every man for himself. I was trying to organise the lead outs for Powell behind me. So I basically had to just smash my way through. There were tiny little openings. I did just floor it through them to get to the front. Ended up getting Vanderland out of B grade to do a quick turn. And then ripped it, and I think I got them right to the start of the straight in the sprint. And that's as much as I saw, and then everyone passed me and I came last.
I know what you're going to say. They're celebrating and they didn't win the race. I will cop that. I will 100% cop that. I knew kind of going in this was a little bit of a sort of tenuous one, but at the end of the day, we actually did sort of have 2 main reasons to celebrate. The first is, well, Chris Powell won the series, which was awesome. It was a close run thing, so he had the same points in the end as Darcy, and the way it worked was a countback situation where if your main sponsor is the main sponsor of the race, you win the series. No. Whatever the most recent result was. So Chris had come second, Darcy had come third, so therefore he won the series, which was cool, which was awesome. Really stoked that we won it. The other reason we were sort of celebrating, and obviously I set this out in the beginning to basically say, yeah, up to us. We have to get to the front of the race, put up, shut up, just do it. And we did. And the way we did that was awesome because there were a lot of other people, a lot of really strong people in A grade who really basically sat on. And that's, we just went out and did it, put it to the back of our minds. And I was really, really proud of that kind of effort from everyone. So that was awesome. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back. We're getting a bit more regular and stuff. So I will talk about this at some point. Very soon, I promise. But it's not, cool. See ya.